Oh, that's a rough start. Jelly. What's up, brother? That's a rough start, dude. I put the teeth into the ground when I left on last week, and now I have a huge chunk of dirt that's just wadded up in the front. See, that's all stuck in the bucket. So it's going to be a minute before that melts out of there. Gonna be a minute. Hopefully that falls out. We'll do a little bit of digging. It'll pop out of there. Hey, with the people, you got to give the people what they want. Give the folks what they want. I'm telling you. Maybe one more bunch of little trees here. We'll grab those. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday, huh? Ah, a little bit of a Monday. Mowing's fun. What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Jelly's here. Plowboy. Justin's supposed to be in here. Is he in here? Maybe we have a moderator this stream. Shit. There he is. There he is. You were supposed to be hunting today, but you lost your tag. Oh, you hate to see it. You lost the tag. That's really going to slow you down on your killing. It'll be that guy that lost his tag already. Justin, I think you changed your name at the last 3 times you've been in the live. Before you were just Justin. Now you're OG. Then you were OG Justin. Now you're rural route Justin. I just can't keep up with you, brother. You just can't keep up. All right, finally we get to a bigger tree. But it's right next to a stump. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. Looks like the stump's got a nice base. It's all the way over here. You never know. Sometimes these stumps, you can start pulling on them and they just pop right out like it's nothing. And then you get one kind of like this where it's very well established still, even though it's looking very dead. Whoa, look at that. The old twist. We got her to come loose. It's half the stump and then that tree. We'll see if we can get that out of there. It might break. Oh, it did break. All right. That's a win. That's a win. Half the stump down. We finally got a nice day here. A little bit of sun in the winter. You don't see that very much from Michigan. I see some stuff here we don't want. We'll make a little root stack, a little root pile. I'll be down at the Great Lakes Fruit and Veggie Expo tomorrow and Wednesday. That's exciting. Mowing's fun. Today seems like a perfect day with another $2 donation. Very nice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate the extra support. Another Bush Light in the cooler. Another Bush Light in the cooler. Oh, we love it. We love the action. Hey, let's get some W's in the chat. Get some W's in the chat. All right, let's see if this guy's going to come down out of here. Oh, sure is. That big tree must have had a really nice root holding it up. Let's set that there for now. We'll try and get in between the stump and this tree, see if we can't get the rest up. Oh, it looks like it's working. William, what's up? Welcome back. It's good to see you. Yes, we are finally back in the machine. We spent a lot of time doing some other stuff over the last couple months, but we are back. We have a little bit of fun here left to have before the New Year's over. Some more trees to push out. More trees. I love seeing when all the OGs start coming out. It's good to have everybody back, Is there any more stump left? I don't think so. I think we're just kind of fishing for some root ball. Same old, brother. You're having fun out here. Of course, beautiful day. I am a fast worker, man. It depends on who you ask. Some people say otherwise. I like to think I am. I like to think so. But hey, what do I know? It's all opinion based, right? It's all opinion based. We'll put this stuff back over here with the roots. Got to get that stump out in a second too, but we'll fill this hole in first. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss any of the lives. Don't you forget it. Yeah, 62 people watching. It'd be cool if we could get you all to get the 100 like mark. I love that idea. We're also closing in on 8,000 subs. So, if we could go for 130 subs today, that would be insane. 8K. What should we do with 8K? Give me some ideas. 8,000 subs. If we get 8,000 subs on a live stream today, in the next 3 to 4 hours, what are we doing? What are we doing, chat? Someone let me know. I hate when we get this little bit of snow. You never know. It's tough to tell what's left on top of the soil. You know what I mean? Tough to see what's happening in here. I am sub, and you missed the lives. We're here. Well, that's because you don't have the notifications on. I put them in the Discord. I put them, that's about it. You get notified. 8K equals 8 hours live. I wish. Oh man, I can't go 8 hours today. I got to celebrate my mom's birthday later. I got a birthday party for my mom, so we can't go that. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but all of the lights are broken off on this machine. So that's going to make things really difficult to go live. Let's go crank it up. 8,000 subs. That would be insane. I never thought I'd get there. I'll tell you what, the first 1,000, those were insane. That was insanely hard to get, was the first 1,000. I think we started out at 7,800, 800, or in 78 or something like that. We're almost at 7,880. We can do it. We've done it before. I think when we went was it the snow plowing stream when what did we do? We went from, I think we almost did 400 subs in one live stream. That was insane. We're getting snow, but we're not getting it in large quantities. We're getting like a dusting here, a dusting there, and then it blows around. So there's really not that much to actually go out and plow right now. But the live streams are fun. I think the last time, I think I was just looking at the stats, and I think we had a stream with almost 300,000 people were watching us plow snow. And the title of that was Pomes and Stones is live with 8 inches. Live with 8 inches. That was so funny. And people, maybe they thought it was only farms, but it's just plowing snow. That was all. Only farms. You got the notification, but YouTube doesn't like to tell us what's going on live. I did notice that sometimes I'll get a notification when I post short, but it comes through like a day later. Oh, that one almost fell right at me. That would not have been fun. The thumb on this machine, it's great to have a thumb, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing left of it. It's about ground down to nothing. That makes it only good to pinch wads of stuff. I can't dig anything out with it or anything cool. But a thumb's a thumb. It makes pulling trees out like a million times better. A million times better, a million times easier. Yeah, this will be the first time that we've actually let me rephrase that. We usually get a late November Thanksgiving-esque snow, but the last couple of years it's just been warming back up right away. You get snow and then it's 50 degrees the next week, or 40 degrees, and then it all melts. But this year, it's at least for the next 15 days, it looks like it's sticking in the 20s to 30, upper 30s into low 20s to freezing to right around 32. So that's pretty cool how we actually might have a winter this year. I think our cherry trees are almost already at their chilling hours already, which means that they've almost already rested enough. And if the weather's right, they will wake up and start their process. But we have a long, long way to go. Long way to go. B-Dog, do I believe in climate change? I'm not sure. Who knows? All I know is that if it keeps getting warmer and warmer, we might be growing avocados here instead of cherries. We might be changing our marketing strategy. And then we might be headed to Michigan's Upper Peninsula to do cherries. You never know. It's kind of an odd looking tree. Got a big old curve in it, just like my banana that I brought for my snack. Curve in it, like my banana. Get your heads out of the gutters, boys. Get your heads out of the gutters. Hey. Look at this little sucker. So was COVID. You're gonna buy a Tundra. I know we got a long way to go to get to 100 likes, but I love that there's 100 people in here. It's good seeing everybody back. Drop a comment, drop a like, so YouTube knows that you guys are enjoying it. So it'll put some more folks in here with us. Get your heads out of the gutter. I was talking about my snack, the bend in my banana for lunch. Yeesh, don't get the ladies too riled up. Don't get the ladies too riled up. Eh. Oh man, what a joke. I was just lining that one up. You hate to see it. Look at these little guys. I love hydraulics. Did you imagine trying to like cut these all down and then like dig them out a different way? Screw that. Screw that. The root stuck in between the teeth on that little one. Come on now. All right, it'll just break off. What are we doing? Just clearing trees. Yeah, let me explain real quick. We have, as you can tell behind it, it's already wide open. We are farming a chunk of this land. We bought this property a couple years back. And after we bought it, we realized, well, I guess it's not after. We knew that there was this little 1.5 acre chunk in the middle that used to be a big, nice chunk of maples. But maybe 30 years ago, they had logged it, clear cut it, and they left the stumps. So now we have stumps, rocks, and now a bunch of these little tiny sucker trees that I'm pulling out that were left. And so we want to be able to maximize the acreage on our farm in order to plant more apples and cherries. So we're clearing out this little tiny bit of acreage so that we can plant through it here next fall. So that's what we're doing. We're just taking out junk. We're saving some of the maple trees we've singled out that we might be able to, what do you want to call it? Tree spade them out and replant them later, because maple trees are really nice. But when they're this kind of packed together, they're not, they're not full trees. Like one side that's facing the sun or has space to grow will be really big, and then the other side, there'll be nothing. It'll just be like a flat tree trunk. So we're trying to avoid those types of trees and save what's good. But if nothing is good, then we will just pull it all out, which is what we're doing. And if we don't spade them out, then I'm just going to come back and rip them out, because we'll be working this strip of ground in the spring. So yeah, it's having a little bit of fun in the winter, that's for sure. You're going to stump grind? No, I'm digging them out with this machine. Digging them out. You said you were going to the Upper Peninsula to do cherries. That was suggestive and funny. Maple trees are worthless except for sugars. No stump grinding. I don't know anything about sugar maples. All I'm telling you is that I'm here to pull these trees out, chat. Where are you guys all watching from? Have we crossed over into the European YouTube? Usually it doesn't take too long for us to hit the folks in Europe. Any other Midwesterners out there? I put a short out and I was talking about how in Michigan, or maybe it's just in the Midwest, how we say roots, the tree roots. And boy, that fired some folks up. They were trying to give me the phononic, what do you call it? Phononic, something about how you're supposed to pronounce roots. It's not R-U-T, it's R-O-O-T, it's root. Very funny. Ohio, North Carolina, San Diego, Wisconsin. Got a few Midwesterners. Do you guys say root or root? I like saying roots. Look at all these tree roots. Or like a roof of a house. Not a roof, a roof. Roof, mire, fire. What do you guys say? God, this machine is so slow. The old girl. She's just a little bit old. Let's see. Everyone else is wrong. Else is wrong. We got it. We say it right out here. Everyone else is wrong. Phonics. My wife's a teacher. She'd kill me if I said that. She literally teaches elementary school, and that's like right up their alley is explaining that. She's probably said it a million times. It was like, did you ever just like go back and think about some of the stuff you used to like learn back in the day, how it becomes like irrelevant to what you do in everyday life, and then when you get quizzed about it, you're like, what the other day, I guess it wasn't the other day, it was a couple months ago, we did a podcast with a geologist, and she, out of the blue, starts to try and quiz us. She's quizzing us with the three types of rock. Does anyone here know the three types of rock from geology class? Put them in the chat. Let's see who knows it. Pablo, ¿cómo estás, amigo? ¿Cómo andas? Am I going to spray Roundup in the spring? No, we don't use Roundup on our farm. Roundup is a chelator in the soil. So what that means is that it locks up other vital nutrients and doesn't let the plants uptake it. So we in the last couple years have gotten away from using Roundup on the farm to kill things. And its residuals in the soil last for a long time. It's very damaging. So we do not use Roundup anymore on the farm. Who's got sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous? My man. I did not know one of them. It was metamorphic. I couldn't remember. It was metamorphic. I could not remember to save my life. Just stirring the pot. Funny thing about Kansas being one of the most southern Midwestern states is we have a lot of Midwestern sayings, but also southern. Those are some tough bitches. You got throwing rocks, skipping rocks, and the other ones they party with. That's right. Skipping. The skipping stones is like what a skill. Any average Joe can get like 4 or 5 skips out, but you got to find just the perfect setup to get yourself a nice rock that can go for a 30 or 40 bomb, and the right conditions, let alone. We have a lot of really nice inland lakes here up in northern Michigan, so we get pretty lucky. We can have some great spots, What else do Midwesterners say? What's a Southern saying that Midwesterners wouldn't know? I was just in, whoever said they were from North Carolina, I was just there earlier, end of November. I was in Raleigh for a meeting with a sponsor about the podcast, a sponsor for 2026, which is exciting. I was in Raleigh. And we stopped to have some lunch somewhere, and the waitress was almost like a little too nice. And she also was trying too hard to relate to us. She asked where we were from in Michigan. And I said, oh, we're from Traverse City. And she goes, oh, that's a bad place. That's a bad spot. You got to be careful around there. And I was thinking to myself, what are you talking about? The town that we live in is like beautiful, low crime. A bunch of people come up here to retire, beautiful views of the lake, vacation city. She was treating it like it was Detroit. Like I said, I was from 8 Mile. And I said, boy, you could not have been more wrong. She could not have been more wrong. Oh, we don't say bless your heart, but we definitely say, oh, when you go to walk out of the door at the same time as somebody else or something. Oh, that's funny. That is such a fucked up Midwestern thing. Oh, sorry about that. Oh. Or one of my favorites is, it really wouldn't be that bad out if it wasn't for the wind. That's one that people love that. People love that. Ven aquí descansando. No mames, huevón. I do speak a little Spanish, and some of my H2A labor from Cherry Harvest is in the chat. So if you hear me speaking a little Spanish, I may have a little white boy accent. I am white, Caucasian male, 31, speaks a little bit of Espanol, just enough to get by, just enough to get myself in trouble. These guys only teach me bad words like screw your mom and screw F you and all this stuff. If I ever go on vacation in Mexico, I got to be careful. The stuff they use on the regular is probably going to get me punched in the face on vacation, but that's the risk you run, I guess, trusting what these guys are telling you. You go to school in Raleigh, definitely not a part of North Carolina. Go to school in Raleigh. I was in, I forget the name of the little business triangle they call it, I guess. I was kind of over by NC State. We were right by NC State. We went to some big fancy steakhouse off the highway. Something Angus Barn of some kind. Does that ring a bell to anybody in North Carolina? It's North Carolina. Every time I think about the South, I think of the Shane Gillis skit where he's talking about how if you want to really make a dent and change how people view like a certain, like a gender or race or something, he was talking about how Alabama football, changed everything with how they, how all of a sudden there were all these African-American DBs and all this stuff. And then he says, if the trans women put together a really tough, a tough, hard, run it down your throat ball club, they could make waves. If they could beat Alabama in football, they'd really change some opinions. It was like one of my favorite skits or favorite pieces that he does. It's so funny to me. So funny. Oh, I had a feeling that was a big log. That's half the problem with these, whatever's on the ground here. It's all old and it's rotten. So it's like every time you go to pick it up, it crunches. Them are some tough bitches. Look at that. Rotten. Or just rotten. Rotten. If you guys are new here, don't forget to smack that sub button so you get notified when we're going live again, pulling some trees out, messing around, driving tractors. If you're into that or you just like hanging out with a great community, this is the spot for you. This is the spot. We have a Discord. I'm sure Justin will get the link in here at some point. You guys can join the Discord where all of the OGs hang out. We chat. It's like a group chat, share stories, pictures, anything you want. We get extra updates too. We also have a membership program where you guys can get access to all of my videos ahead of time if I'm organized enough. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But for the most part, and there's 3 tiers to that. We have a couple people in here. Justin. I think Justin's the only one in here right now who's got the blue. You get a little badge next to your name, a little apple and a little cherry. You get a little, and you get a blue thing. And I'll read your chat all the time, even though I read most of it. Oh my God, look at that. Even though I read most of it. You go to NC State, big ag school. That's right. I think there's a lot of ag-centered businesses, a lot of headquarters for big like chemical companies and stuff. Those people are there, and that's why I was there. That's why I was there. Prime back in territory. Nice. You can spot an American accent, but I can spot a Mexican. Some different South American Spanish accents. Oh, I know. Oh, you dropped one there, buddy. Oh. Oh, you thought you were funny, and then autocorrect fixed open. Then you had to bring it back. Oh, that's funny. That's funny that happened. Too funny. What's the sub count, boys? Someone hit me with the sub count. Are we making damage? 8K. We're coming up on 8,000. $8,000's crazy. What else is going on? What other Midwest words do you guys say? Someone put them in the chat, and I'll say them. You guys say pillow or pillow, milk or mulk? Autocorrect. I wonder if like eventually AI can do like an autocorrect based on region, right? Like if you have your location services on and the phone knows where you're at, if they can like set that up via like autocorrect to like pick that stuff up. My autocorrect all goes crazy when when the guys get here from Mexico and I start typing in Spanish. All of a sudden, it just like gives up on like a bunch of the regular words. It's like, what in the hell is this dude saying? And all of a sudden, it's not correcting my English words. It's pretty fun. More proper English. Ooh, we're a big soda or pop here. I gotta grab a pop. Big pop, guys. Big pop in the chat. Come on now. This tree's stuck in the trees behind it. We'll just give you a little spin. We'll get some of that dirt off the root. Here we go. Give her a little shake. We got to get that dirt off of there. Uh-oh. Whoa. I might want to be a little more careful. I thought that thing was coming here. Hanson, what's up? Yeah, big soda pop. This is a big tree. Let's carry that over here. And we'll plop that down. Very beautiful. Now we got to fill the hole in quick. How is everybody doing today? Where are you guys all from? Let me know. What are you guys doing on a Monday? Just hanging out, watching a live stream of a guy pulling some trees out. We got to smooth some of this dirt this way. I heard Midwesterners like Pepsi over Coke. Ooh, hell no. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm a big Coke guy. Pepsi. Woof. Gives me the shivers, dude. Pepsi. I love a good Coke. A good cherry Coke. Ice cold cherry Coke on a hot day. Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time, chat. All right. We're almost done with this loop. On the other side where I kind of started back there's a lot more like rose bushes. And I'll tell you what, that is a gigantic pain in the butt. Because those bushes don't like to come out of the ground that well. I like just being able to pop the trees out. It's more enjoyable. A little bit of a faster process. That tree's breaking apart. That means I might want to dig on this side a little bit, see if I can't round up some other stuff. Bro, homesick, got nothing better to do. That's bad. You're out in Chicago, but no Cokes. Bro, cherry Coke do be the realest drink. a little bit of that. Not too bad. Or spice it up. I'll never forget the best Coke I ever had was out of I was on vacation in Mexico for my senior spring break. Oh, hold on. What's this? 10 months of Farham. Feels like a year. Almost there. That is crazy. Justin, with 10 months in the membership program. I think you and Mark and Toby are the longest running. I appreciate all the extra support. I really wouldn't be doing this without you guys. We just a second ago, it looked like we had hit 550 continuous streamers for a second there. That is insane. That may be the highest concurrent. Got done deer hunting, frying some eggs. Do you guys do the hard-boiled eggs? Is that a Midwest thing or is that everywhere? I don't do much visiting other places. Don't be shy. Everyone can type in the chat. What is this? Oh, I don't want that on. That's going to be draining my battery. Steven says hello. I'm going to have to turn my truck on so I can charge my phone chargers because I don't have a charger that has battery in it at the moment. or a power bank. Have to plug her in the truck. I don't want any Instagram notifications. All right, what was I saying? Shout out to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Nice. I am going to Montreal in April for a wedding. I will be in Canada for a wedding in Montreal and a bachelor party before. Tell me if you guys would do this or not. Honest question. Honest question. My buddy, he says, hey, his fiance lives in Canada. He met her when they traveled. They were doing some world traveling, and he met her on the Galapagos Islands. Talk about a romantic story, huh? They were like looking at Darwin's fucking birds and shit, and then he's like, hey, you want to head back to my place? Anyway, they are getting married in Canada. But he said, you know what? I want to have my bachelor party in Canada also. But what he's doing is he's doing his bachelor party Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then everyone shows up for the wedding Friday and Saturday. Are you kidding me? My liver's going to be smoked. My liver's going to be smoked, boys. Cindy! There she is. Welcome, Cindy. Welcome. I'm gonna be toast. I might never have another alcoholic beverage again after that. Just kidding. But for real though, that doesn't that sound like a big pain in the butt? That's so much partying. But if you're gonna make a trip out of it, you might as well make a trip out of it. So that doesn't bother me, I guess. And it'll be a good time. You know, after you have a couple kids, you don't get out of the house much. You don't get out of the house much, so I should just full send it. It should be a great time. It's just my liver is not going to like me. My liver is just not going to like me very much. That's for sure. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. No, it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be a tough look to do all that. But hey, maybe I'll get all wasted one night and I'll go live on YouTube and I'll be like, we gotta chat. We gotta chat with the boys. We gotta chat with the boys and Cindy. See what everybody's doing. Partying Canadian style. Maybe play some Weird Al. Be those jackass Americans will go over there and start playing Canadian Idiot by Weird Al. Just be total Americans. Start chanting USA at the bars. Start calling Canada the 51st state to everybody. That would be so funny. I mean, it probably wouldn't be funny. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate it. So funny. You betcha. Sounds like a hangover. Sounds like Sunday morning scaries are like a real thing. And then I'll have to get on a plane and fly home. That's a Sunday I'm not looking forward to. Might have to have a couple Bloody Marys at the airport. Little hair of the dog. Might not be an option. Might be required just to survive. Might have to just to survive. I did have a couple grease zerts that I didn't get greased because I ran out of grease. So we'll have to go back over and put a new tube of grease in the grease gun. After we get through where I can get the machine out of here. Drive her back over to the truck. Yeah, I'll be on a little road trip tomorrow, going to Grand Rapids for the Great Lakes Fruit and Veggie Expo. We're going to record a couple podcasts down there. Old Betsy, yep. She's still going. I'm not sure how, but it's happening. Not quite sure how, but There's a tree right there. We'll grab that little guy. And we're getting some dirt froze in the bucket. It was 11 degrees at my house this morning. 11. I didn't run my truck all weekend, which I probably should have, but the old diesel was not excited to fire up. She was cranking slow. I got 2 batteries, but she finally cracked off. But whew, she was chilly. But what can you do, you know? You can see behind, we saved some maple trees here. Not sure if some of them are probably going to be too big to tree spade, but it is what it is. If they're too big, we'll just come back with this machine and rip them out. Or if we just change our minds. It might be too big of a pain in the butt. You imagine having to get a truck in here to drive over all this land that we had cleared? What's up, look? Gustavo! Hi, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo andas, amigo? Had 20 degrees out there, huh? I didn't understand your comment on YouTube, on the podcast, Fall Boy. You said you don't understand covering up the cut. What were we referencing when we were talking about that? Can you elaborate on that for me? $86 degrees in South Africa. South Africa made the top 5 countries listened to on the podcast this year. That means Cindy was putting in some work representing an entire nation on the podcast. Very impressive work. Very impressive work. The graft cut. Oh, you're talking about the yes. It, at least here, when you cover it up or don't cover it, it really changes the vigor of the tree. If you leave the union exposed, supposedly, or I'm going to get this wrong one way or the other, either when you leave the graft union and that ball where they're connected exposed, it either is promoting a lot more vigorous growth, in his opinion, which I've seen on our farm. You can literally visually see it, or it doesn't, or it just doesn't grow as much if it's covered up, I think. Either way, double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 100. I know, only 35. Only 35. But we've now made it to the other side here, which is nice. Just so much little stuff that I'll never be able to. I could spend all day trying to thumb around and get all the little tiny stuff out of here, but maybe sometime later. Justin, I prefer the cold. You might want to move out of South Africa then. Isn't this the off season? Okay, we got to go over to the truck and we can grease up this last couple parts of the bucket. She's a little rattly on the long travel. Don't dig too close. You might find something. We've actually found an old building foundation and an old rock base of an old silo out here, but there's never really been a good driveway or good driveway access to this farm, which is interesting to find something like that because I even the old elders on the farm do not remember seeing anything like that. Okay, we'll throttle her down. I got to get my uh, grease gun out. Ooh, I'm getting old. Perfect. I must have had some grease on my um, glove because I have grease on the inside of my door handle, which is no good. Absolutely no good. Seriously, I left that box of gloves in there. Ugh, how annoying. Well, I left my rubber gloves in the other truck, I guess. So that means I got to be real careful. And I don't have any more rags. I'm very much unprepared for this. This is most definitely not going to be the world's fastest grease gun change. Oh, it's slippery. Oh, it's slippery. It's slippery, chat. No way. You've got to be kidding me. The tap broke off without popping the top. This is a joke, right? This is a joke? Why does this always happen to me? Always. Now what the? Now I'm gonna have to stab it to open it up. What a pain in the butt. And of course, I don't have gloves or a rag. So now this is a nightmare. An absolute nightmare, chat. What a flipping nightmare. Gotta go. Peace out. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Yes. Cindy. Oh, I found a rag. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, chat. The day is not ruined yet. But now I need a pair of pliers. Preferably needle nose, but this will do. Winning. But now I got greasy ass pliers. You know, I was hot in the cab, but now I'm getting a little bit chilly. Oh no! Woo. That could have been disastrous. That could have been disastrous. Literally disastrous. That could have been a whole tube of grease in the inside of my fucking grease gun. Woo! All right, where was the last one I needed to do? I did those. I did these. Was it this one? Yeah, it was these guys. Grease it up. Grease it up. Plenty of grease. Plenty of grease. Just a little bit more up here. So annoying. Wow, that's on Thursday. Oof. I love that. The grease just shoots right out of that fitting. Okay. I think we have got everything greased now. Okay. Put all that in there. A little greasy, but we're okay. A lot went wrong right there. Woof. But we got it. Oh. All right. Open sesame door. I need the warmth. All right. Now we're good. All right. Now we got everything greased. Wow, we got up to 50 likes while I was gone. That was like an addition. You guys must really like the greasing. Make sure my counterweight doesn't hit the truck. That would sure be a tough way to have that would be a hell of a Monday. Lube job. Lube job done. I didn't even have to spit on it. She was ready to be greased. You pervs. All right. All right. Back to the action. I don't know if I can finish everything with this next pass. if you know what I mean. I don't know if the path is wide enough. I think we have a little bit more to do. I think it might be another down and back to get this done. It might just be another down and back. Cindy, can we get a sub count? Where are the sub lines at here? Where am I at? What's the sub? We started at 7.87 is what we started at. I wish it told me if any, like, I wish there was like a notification that people subbed or followed. It's kind of seems like a little weird that it doesn't do that, but look at these little trees here. $7.89. That means that we're at least almost 100 away from 8K. No, 7.89. Yeah, we're 100. We're a little more than 100 to go, boys. Let's get her up to 8K. 100 likes or 8,000 subs, and I'll do a snow angel. Whatever we get to first. Whatever we get to first. Looks like there's a lot more stumps in this next area. Those are always a much bigger pain in the butt to try and take down. Let go. Let go. Oh my goodness. Just the littlest branch gets stuck in the tiniest corner. That's what you end up with. Whoa, no touch. No touch. Just snapped that bad boy right in half. You hate to see it. Oops, I got to remember that I turned directions, so now my foot pedals are going the opposite way. See, this looks like it could be something, but it also could just be a frozen chunk of dirt. But it appears to be a little bit of loggage, a little bit of something. Now we're cooking with oil. Oh, there's half a stump right here. Way better. Whoop, crushed it. No touch. I do not know how to say your name, but hello. I'm not even going to try. That seems like a losing battle. Seems like a losing battle to try and pronounce that. The kids are great. The kids are great. They grow up so fast. 8 months already for my daughter. They grow up so quick. It's pretty crazy. Nobody said they grow up fast. Then poof, there they are. Hello, Flame. Flame Coke. We were just talking about Coke today. And Coca-Cola is what I'm talking about. We were doing a little Coke. There was a little Coke versus Pepsi conversation going on. Somebody said Midwesterners prefer Pepsi. They might, but I do. But this Midwesterner does not. Forget that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Forget that. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Pretty crazy. We started out with under 1,000 subs, I think. And here we are, a year later. Pretty increíble. Pretty incredible that it's been that long. Let's see what this, see if this stump's going to put up a fight. Nope. Look at that thing. What a stump. That's got to be out on its own. Look at that thing. That'll leave a mark in the dirt. Not much left to backfill behind it because that thing literally took everything with. I didn't like the way that looked like it was going to fall. Wow. Ouch. Yikes. Yikes. Come on now. There we go. There we go. Oh, another stump right there. Gonna get these trees out of here. Get these trees out of here. Some older stuff. Yeah, over a year. I started going hard on the lives. When was this? Was it around Christmas or right before Christmas that we really started hammering out the lives? Wow, that trunk is just literally turning to dust. At least it was the New Year, right? I remember the New Year is when it really went popular. That's when we were having like consistently 300,000 people watching, which is an absolute insane amount of people. Yeah. I believe it was the same about this time. I remember I was so excited too because I was trying so hard to get the YouTube channel monetized, and every time we did a live, the hours were just taking off, and I was like, "Oh, this is absolutely amazing." I was getting the hours, I was getting the subs, everything was perfect. My goal was to hit 10K subs, but I just I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that ship sailed for the year. But definitely one for the next time. Why don't we use a dozer? Because the dozer doesn't is gonna do more of like just breaking the roots off. When we kind of want when I pull these trunks up, I want to get as much of the root system up as possible. And our dozer doesn't have a cab. It's just an old no heat type machine. It'll happen. I hope so. The monk is back. What's up? I love it. It'll happen slowly but surely. We were just off to such a hot start. This shall too pass. This what is that saying? Oops, wrong way. Let's see what kind of the YouTube is crazy. Martin, hello, welcome. Let's see, I gotta fill the poll back in. Where do I think I'm going first? Nope, I gotta do this. Oh, there's a stump right there too. I had to get after. Hold on, phone fell a little bit there. Nice day for pulling out trees. These little stumps are the ones that always get you in trouble. Look at those little stuff. This is the stuff you hate to see. Just that little stuff does not do. It's just soft. It's punky wood, and if you squeeze it too hard, it breaks. And it's just kind of a big pain in the butt to have to deal with. And there's these kinds of stuff. They're all over the place in here. I don't have the machine right for this. I got it sideways over the tracks. It's not. It's all about the weight distribution, and that is not the way you want to do it. I needed to have the weight over the tracks more front to back, but I got to do it like this so I can get around and get straightened out to where I want to be for the next long push. So this stump is coming apart in a bunch of different pieces, which is annoying. What size dozer do we have? I forget what it's called. It's a Komatsu DP something. Maybe a 30. Oh, it's just a little guy. A little 6-way. Nothing crazy. Just a little guy. Little open station. Yes, this old girl might be old, but it's getting the job done, I guess you could say. Some a couple more little fun things right here. pluck out. Yeah, just a little tiny dozer. And just like this, it's pretty worn out. Rode hard and put away wet. Now this guy should be interesting. It's all rotted out and nasty on the inside. So I don't think that one was going to pull out very nicely. So we'll just break off the chunks here. Spin it around. Oh, that's a stump that he missed, huh? This is why you can't trust anything while there's snow on the ground. Because you just don't really know what's there. You can't quite see all the stuff. Come on now. Wrong way. All right. That's better. Do you have a rake? Do you have like a rake for the front of it? Like a blade with a big rake? That would probably do the job just as good. Here's these rose bushes I was talking about. Looks like you can scrape down. Like sometimes they pull up, or sometimes they just make a big mess. Some thorns. We'll put there. Have to get a little bit further. It looks like reach these ones. We don't need all that dirt. That was a little too aggressive. Little too aggressive with the dirt there. Just need to scrape the top 6-8 inches to get the root balls to come out. The root balls. Whoa, back it up. Back it up, Terry. Put her in reverse, Terry. Does everybody remember that video? That was a funny video. Guy in the wheelchair and he's lighting fireworks. Oh, Lord. Put her in reverse, Terry. One of my favorite 4th of July videos. It's so funny. It's a top 10 video for me. We haven't seen Toby in a while. Where's Toby been? The old Tobster. Mhm, mhm. So there's a little bit more of that. Ouch. A little bit more of that stump hanging out in here. Put that over here. So they're leaving sweet stuff like that. Just leaving some sweet stuff like that. Super fun stuff to leave behind for somebody else to deal with. Big old chunks, rotten logs, rocks, buildings, silos, metal. There was an old metal fan in here that we took down. You know, like one of the classic ones from like the 70s, like little tower with the little tiny red fan blade and stuff. He said a little while ago that he canceled the internet at his house because it was too expensive. So maybe he maybe he doesn't have any more cell phone plan, running it up, watching other stuff, unholy stuff. Drop that a couple times. We want to save some of that dirt. More. More what? Come on now. More destruction. We're working on it. We've been doing a pretty good job of it so far, I think. More destruction. Ooh. All right, go get your lunch. I'm probably only streaming till lunch. And then I got to go fix some windows and some of our migrant housing, grab lunch, and then I have to go help another guy who has a John Deere 160 that's working on one of our leased properties. I got to go grease his machine and shovel out the tracks by the end of the day. So I'm probably only going to be live for another half hour, so you won't be missing too much. Then I'll be gone the next couple days. I'm not sure if I'll be back live on Thursday. I have to go dig up a water line with our mini excavator. And then we have to fix a valve, a shutoff valve, so we can winterize another trailer for migrant housing as well for the winter. Because we don't want to have the furnace on all winter to keep everything in the house clean. So we got to make it winterizable again, because we actually went to go turn it last year and it broke off. It was so old. The I don't even want to call it cutoff switch or switch valve. The valve. That's it. The valve was broken. Oh, this stump's gonna be a pain in the butt. Fucking maple trees. Come on now. Gonna have some roots right there. Do we have enough? Nope. Almost. We might have it. Come on, we just gotta get under there a little bit more. Nope, just pulling more of the roots up. Let's start on the other side. Wow. This this is tough. Tough log. Tough log. Yeah, we just burn it. There we go. There's always people who say, "Oh, I would have come gotten the wood," but then we'll leave like a tree that falls down or something in the wind, and it takes them 10 years to come get the wood if they even ever show up. So then we're like, you know what? We're like, forget that. We're done waiting for people. We're just gonna get rid of it. It's like when we take out cherry wood. People are always like, "Oh, I want it for my smoker," and then we say, "All right, come on and get it. It's right here." And then guess who never shows up? Those people. Yeah, we'll go back. Oh, I really thought this was going to come apart in one piece here. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait. I know there's some roots in here somewhere. There they are. We don't want to put those back in the pile. Push it back in. Okay. I know there's a little bit of a hole right here. Push some of that back in. I don't know how many times I'm going to continue to turn the wrong way. Or not turn, drive the wrong way with the pedals till I get it memorized. Marco. ¿Qué pasa? What's up? Yes, I got to get used to that whole new direction. Come on now. That's really annoying. Let's see here. I don't know how to say your name, but hello. Ernestor, hello. Look at all these new folks. Look at all these new guys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Come on. That is very, very annoying. Location. This is Michigan. Hello from Wales. Whoa. Way over there. This is the United States. Hello from Wales. That is a ways out there. Ways away from here. Time to spin. We'll come back to that once we get a little more space. You're in Pakistan right now. Wow. Well, welcome to Michigan, the snowy winter wonderland. Snowy winter wonderland. Christmas right around the corner. What's everybody asking for in their stocking? What are they asking from Santa? What are y'all hoping for? that log out of there. We don't want that log. From England, Birmingham. Hello. How are you today, good sir? Welcome to the United States. Uh-uh. No, no, no. I gotta get under it. And then lift away from the cab. Thank you. It's a nice little bundle of trees here. It's probably more efficient to spin this way now than to go all the way around. God bless. For what purpose are we cutting this? This is an old lot on the edge of one of our farms that was cleared for logging. And all they did was leave a bunch of stumps and all of the root and the trunks. So what I'm doing is taking out all of the stumps and the suckers, right? All the stuff that we don't want, we don't need, is now being pulled out so that we can add more farm acreage. I farm apples and cherries. So we want to maximize the acreage on this chunk of land and pull these trees out, disc it, smooth up the ground, make any soil amendments that we need to in order to make this a profitable chunk of land instead of something that we do nothing with. Does that make sense? I would imagine it does, but whoop, missed it. No. No what? You can't just say no and then not say anything. Little McDonald's. Doesn't make sense. And mates. I'm going to be honest, I have no clue what you're talking about. You killing trees. That's what you're doing, bro. Dude, please. These are all junk trees that won't turn into anything. And then all I'm doing is replacing sucker trees and stumps in the ground with apple trees to grow fruit next year. We're planting 10,000 apple trees and then we're planting 14,000 cherry trees. So don't even pretend like I'm not being a good steward of the land. This is literally what we make a living off of, is taking care of the land and growing millions and millions of trees. 10,000, planting 10,000 trees. We already farmed 3,000 acres. How long will it be fallow before you plant? We'll plant it next fall. And there's already 80 acres here that's ready to plant. This is just an acre and a half chunk that's been left out. We have 10,000 trees ready to plant next fall. 14,000 cherry trees also. So that's 24,000 trees to be replanted here. So everyone can just, all you Karens out there can just take a deep breath. And it's my land, so I can do what I want with it. So you got that going for you too. Should have came over here and bought it when it was for sale if you wanted to keep the trees. In the spring, we'll come through and we'll pick up all of the roots that we can. We'll work it over this chunk. We'll work it over multiple times, get all the rock, everything up. We'll take some soil tests. We'll make sure that everything's good and where it should be, where we need it to be. And if not, we'll make some amendments to it. And after that, we will be on the road, ready to rock, planting trees. You can catch probably that entire process here on the YouTube channel. Yes, we grow lots of trees. This is just an acre and a half that's already surrounded by 500 acres of apple and cherry trees. This is just, we're not even changing the footprint. You do more damage driving your car to work than what I'm doing here, if you want to play the game. The Journey, welcome back. He's jumping in on the fun. I see what he's doing. I see. We got about 5 more minutes before I got to go get my lunch, and then I got to go fix some windows in some migrant housing. Hey, you're watching me from Brazil. Have a blessed day. Gosh, thank you. Where's your box of free cherries? I didn't give out a box of free cherries, did I? Yes, there's definitely some things that, like, we cannot plant cherry trees on top of immediately after a hardwood chunk of land like this, because there's a root disease that takes a long time to kill. But it affects cherries, but it won't affect the apples, called armillaria. So that's why this is going to be apples. You are working a little slow. The Pakistan driver had much more. Everybody's got something to say. I'm also using a dinosaur old machine. But, only the poorest of, what do they say? Only the poorest of workmen blame their tools. Only the poorest of workmen blame their tools. I'm doing just fine for what I'm trying to accomplish here. And you're not going to convince me otherwise, my Pakistani friend. All right. Well, chat, I got to go get myself some lunch. So this is going to be where I believe where we call it a day. I got to drive back over to the truck, park it over there. Do I export to the Europe or UK? I believe that you can at least you can order it online, I believe, to get our fruit. I believe that is a thing. I believe that is a thing. But with that being said, you guys, this was a great live stream. I think we had 500 concurrent viewers earlier this morning, which is crazy. But thank you guys all again. We did not get to We didn't get to the 100 likes for a snow angel, so you hate to see it. But nonetheless, a very successful live stream. Give all yourselves a pat on the back if you've been here a long time. Justin, if you're still in here. Moments Fun was here. PA Plowboy took off. He was here for a while. Cindy, always good to see you. Happy to see you back in the live streams. It's not the same without you. We'll catch you guys all later. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help support me, help support my channel. I appreciate you if you did. And we will see you guys in the next live stream. We'll talk to you later. Got to steady that camera. I'm going to throw up. Dude, it's because we're driving on frozen ground. Cut me some slack, dude. God damn. Thanks for all the donations today, too. I appreciate that. Talk to you guys.